everyone, Samurai Kai here. Today I'm going to be watching the 19th episode of Nisekoi. And last episode was certainly a fun one because we had a beach episode and all the amazing things that go along with that. But unfortunately, we did kind of end off on a bit of a an awkward note between Ichijo and Chitoge, where they're kind of fighting, but not really a fight exactly. You know, she's kind of like being cold and distant to him, and we had this whole play thing that they're supposed to be like the leading roles, but Chitoge doesn't seem to want to, and yeah, a bit of an awkward position we're kind of in right now. You know, they still have to kind of like role play being a couple, you know, because that's still the fake love thing they're in, right? So Chitoge, you know, like this also complicates that. But anyway, let's just jump into the episode and see exactly how things go, how we navigate all this. So, 3, 2, 1, play. That is. Oh, okay. I okay. For some reason, I thought last episode said Chitoge and Ichijo were doing it. I don't know, but of course she wanted the role. At least she's taking the loss, you know. Well, okay, that's. I. You should immediately be suspicious because just watch out on the dinner. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, that's why she wants to have the role. uh, as always, Ichijo is not the sharpest knife in the drawer. He is happy though. But yeah, what about Chitoge? I mean, okay. Like I thought, I guess it's just misremembering, but I thought, or misread something at the time, but I thought Chitoge and Ichijo were going to do the main roles, but clearly not the case, so that's fine. I mean, Onodeta is certainly up for it. Hopefully she lives long enough to do it. I still can't believe she just drops Ichijo like that. That is so messed up. And yeah, Chitoge's gone, I figured. We really need to talk to her at some point, you know, work through some things. I don't know what you should say to her, but I'm hoping you figure it out. Maybe it's because Chitoge rejected it at the end of last episode that they, you know, did things what they did. That would actually make sense. Yeah, just talk to him. Well, there's clearly something wrong. I mean, when you suddenly do a 180 on how you treat somebody, it's usually a sign that something's wrong. Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna deal with this. Maybe Onodera can talk to her. I don't know. uh, again, you could talk to him about that. You know, there's just a lack of communication in this show. It's pretty crazy. I mean, the right guy's playing Romeo is what it comes down to. Oh wow, a picture. It's just in the drawer. Okay, that's interesting. I mean, it's a nice picture. And yeah, maybe she's probably gonna see herself in the background now. So she basically keeps a picture of Onodera in her underwear in her drawer. Good to know. But I mean, this kind of clears up the misunderstanding, so that's good. uh, I guess that's something dealt with. Like, can you imagine they didn't discover it and then just everyone in school has a picture of Onodera in her underwear? Like, I feel so bad for her. So luckily we avoided that. Yeah, that would be quite stimulating. uh, easier said than done. Uh, Chitoge gripping the book, alone in the wind, being left out, being all sad. It's a heartbreaking sight. I love his like overacting voice he does. uh, yeah, gonna have to kick her out at this rate. uh, yeah, because he's just saying what she wants to say. Yeah, so it's not exactly the same. God, these faces. These are some pure shaft right here. Uh, and that would maybe one of the most shaft poses I've seen in the show so far. Okay, Jeez, those eyes. I think he might be upset. Okay. Okay. Costume fitting, that could be fun. Getting all be all dressed up. Definitely well made. They're clearly proud of their work. Girls changing, boys don't come in. Does that include me? I mean, I'm in a different dimension. Oh, the sun's gone. That means we can go in. Is this Juliet's? Go on, give me the full shots. Man, that hair, though. She really does look like princess-like. Wow. I hardly recognize her. She looks great. Even got like a, head thingy. Really completes the outfit. Get a room, you two. Yeah, this really is high-level stuff. Funnily enough, I was actually thinking something similar, like how Chitoge would look at it. And that alone is pretty good evidence that that he likes Chitoge, If you think of another girl, when you see the girl that you like in a outfit, it's very telling. Knife. This is where you call security. Somebody's here to see you. Yeah, everything's kind of falling apart because of what you're doing, Chitoge. The show is called Nisekoi. You can't just abandon the Nisekoi aspect of it. And apparently that's all that matters. Like, it's clear to everyone just you're kind of throwing a temper tantrum here, Chitoge. Like, no. I don't know how you get through to somebody like this. I feel like we're going in the opposite direction here. And if there wasn't a connection, she wouldn't feel as butthurt as she is to act this way. But yeah, we're definitely going in the wrong direction. That's definitely not true. Maybe we've never seen him like this. Also, kind of flawed logic there. Yeah, once again, she causes this and then gets angry when he responds in a reasonable way to it. It is starting to piss me off a little bit. Like, clearly that's what she was... Yes, he's a stupid one. He's not... Yeah, that's more like it. Like, she has to have some self-awareness on just how absolutely world-scale levels of unreasonable, she's being. That is a good question. Yeah, she's just got nothing better to do. That is a lot of people. Everything will be fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah. She's gonna fall, isn't she? She's totally gonna fall and probably land on Onodera. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there we go. As soon as they started to foreshadow that she was gonna fall, it was clear that Onodera was gonna get hurt. Which means having somebody else do the part. But, yeah. I figured one way or the other they would make Chitoge do it. Yeah, you're really in no condition to do it. Yeah, keep a good eye on Juliet, please. And how unlucky is it to have your main star get injured and your understudy be sick? At that point, you should think your play is cursed. I don't think it's going to come down to that. We'll figure something out. He's just not having a good day with his women today. It's definitely not her fault. But surely Chitoge ends up playing Juliet. I can't imagine another way for this episode to go that would make sense, narratively. It's not going to cancel the play. I can't imagine anybody else playing Juliet at this point. Because you're very bad at handling your own feelings. The fact that he blushes as he says this should give you a bit of a clue, Chitoge. And you were totally burning that, by the way. You never heard that opposites attract? That poor food. He's not gonna hate you just because of one fight. I mean, just like you did, he said things he doesn't mean. Okay, there we go. He did find her. Please be my Juliet. She got injured. Do you understand he's sick? What more explanation do you need? I'm sure you can handle it. She really doesn't, though. I'm with you on that. I also think we can manage this. I'm sure we could do some great ad-libbing. And actually, it's a good point. They have been, you know, doing their fake love thing for a while, so they're pretty adept at this idea. I mean, I'm sure he prefers to be with Onodera, but obviously that's not an option anymore, so... Yes, man, he finally got that figured out. Because that was basically his biggest problem, is that he just couldn't figure out where the source of this all was. There we go. Now hopefully we can go in a positive direction with this as the start. I wouldn't say she hasn't. I wouldn't say she completely lacks charm, but there we go. Back to that blush, and that's what it comes down to. She has plenty of faults, but he doesn't hate you. So will you play Juliet now? We don't actually have enough time to do the play, so I guess it's going to be next episode. I don't hate you might have been the nicest thing he's ever said to her. And like this, I think we've officially made up. Which is a pretty, you know, couple-like thing to fight and make up. Good God, my ear itching so much. Okay. Yeah, back to that wonderful little dance thing. I'm glad we got this dealt with in this episode, because I don't know how much more of that I could have put up with. This CD is like really growing on me. I just like... I don't know if I'd say it's my favorite idea of the show so far, because we've had some pretty good ones. But this is definitely up there. I mean, the idleness is a nice touch. And there we go. That was the 19th episode of Nisekoi. And this episode pretty much was the the play prep episode where everyone learns their lines and practices and stuff like that. And it was also the Ichijo Chitoge making up episode, right? Because obviously the way the last episode ended, we were definitely going to have some continuation of the awkwardness, the hostility. I don't know what you want to call it between those two. But so we had to resolve that. We also had another issue resolved. We had the picture mystery because Onodera was definitely, because that was her basis of that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that was her main basis for thinking that Ichijo actually likes Chitoge because of his weirdness with the picture and all that, right? But now she knows that it was all about her, and protecting her was the reasoning behind the picture action. So we got that all solved, which is good, right? So we made the outfits, which are just like great, definitely kind of higher level than you would expect from like a school sewing club or whatever. Really good stuff there. Especially love what they did with Onodera's hair and all that. But yeah, back to the Chitoge stuff, man. Like, I definitely did get pissed off at a couple points, right? Because, I mean, what's happening here, right? I mean, I already said a lot about what happened in the last episode. I don't really want to dredge that water again. But in this case, we have Ichijo definitely noticing that something's up with Chitoge, right? And, they obviously have their fake relationship and stuff like that, but still, aside from that, they have spent time together. At this point, they have developed something of a friendship, Not sure how much self-awareness there is of it on both sides, but they definitely, at this point, have reached a decent friend status, right? And yeah, we had a lot of denying that in this episode, because Chitoge is just like I said, temper tantrum. It might sound like an oversimplification to call it that, but that's really what the meat of this, right? Just trying to reject everything and push everything aside because she's upset by something he said, and that's pretty much what it is. I mean, Ichijo clearly being able to tell something's wrong, no matter how much Chitoge denies it. He goes up to her, I think, at least at a couple different points to try to like make up with her, figure out what's going on, try to solve things as a friend would do, right? And both times she basically was not at all receptive to it and kept just, spewing her own hateful stuff, trying to reject everything about the relationship and all that, try to push everything away, being like, I don't care about you or any of this, screw all of it, that sort of attitude, right? And that's how she responds to him trying to be nice and work through things. And then, so we can say that option doesn't work, and then we try option B, which is to just agree with her, right? So you'd think, okay, option A doesn't work, so let's just do option B, the exact opposite, where we agree with her and say, yeah, you're right, that's how things are, just we're not friends or anything, right? And then, logically speaking, that should have better results than option A, right? But no, she gets even angrier and slaps him, despite the fact that he tried a different approach, tried to agree with her, making it like the maximum obviousness of just how absolutely gigantically unreasonable and ridiculous she is being, At that point, if I wasn't, I would just kind of just given up altogether, like having any kind of relationship with this girl, just kind of wrote her off as being crazy. But this is a work of fiction. We got to work through things, right? And we did manage to, we went back to her because we needed somebody to play Juliet, and obviously Onodera is no longer an option, and Marika's no longer an option, so Chitoge the only one left, and so Ichijo grabs her, and this somehow ends up being our catalyst for actually properly talking through things and working things out and making up with each other. And in the end, we got them back to back, which was actually a nice little visual thing to represent just how much they've come back together, and now they can, proudly, confidently march into the next episode and show that play who's the boss, right? I mean, Chitoge doesn't really have much time to remember lines, but like we said, ad-libbing and all that, we'll get through it, right? The ad-libbing love between them has always been a thing in the show, right? So why not kind of take that idea and bring it to the stage? And next episode, we'll get to see that. So since we are like saving it for next episode instead of just like trying to like cram it into this one, I expect we'll do it properly and give it the time it needs to be a decent performance. So I am eager to see exactly how that's all going to go. So that's something to look forward to in the next episode. So for now, yeah, bye-bye. I hope to see you in the next episode. Until then, bye-bye.